Have you ever wondered why some people seem to magnetically attract success, while others, possessing the same skills, remain in the shadows? The secret isn't in IQ, education, or even connections. The secret is in emotional intelligence. Picture this: two candidates for a leadership position. One is a brilliant analyst with an impeccable resume. The other is someone who senses the team's mood, manages their emotions, and inspires others. Guess who gets the promotion? Today, I'm going to reveal secret practices for developing emotional intelligence that they don't teach in universities. These are methods used by the greatest leaders but kept secret. Ready to change your life? Then stay until the end. I've saved the most powerful technique for last. Let's start with a shocking truth. Research shows that emotional intelligence accounts for 80% of your success in life, while technical skills account for only 20%. This means your ability to understand and manage emotions is more important than a diploma from a prestigious university. But here's the problem. No one taught us this. In school, we learned math, physics, and history, but nobody explained how to deal with anger, how to read other people's emotions, or how to motivate yourself during difficult times. The first secret practice is called the Emotional Awareness Journal. This isn't just writing, "Today was a good day." This is deep analytical work with your inner world. Every evening, before bed, you take a notebook and write down 3 moments. What emotion you experienced, what triggered it, and how you reacted to it. Sounds simple, but here's where the magic happens. After 2 weeks, you'll start noticing patterns. Let's take a real example. Sergey, an entrepreneur I know, constantly snapped at his employees. He started keeping such a journal, and after a month discovered that his anger outbursts always happened after calls with a particular client. Recognizing the problem is already half the solution. The second practice is the 5-second empathy technique. When someone says something to you that triggers an emotional reaction, pause for 5 seconds. Yes, just 5 seconds. But in those seconds, ask yourself, what is this person feeling? What pain or fear lies behind their words? This technique changed the life of Marina, a sales department manager. Her subordinate was constantly late with reports, and she was ready to fire him. But one day, applying the 5-second technique, she asked him about the reasons. It turned out his child was seriously ill, and he was torn between work and the hospital. Instead of firing him, Marina redistributed the workload, and 3 months later, this employee became the best on the team. The third secret practice is anchoring positive emotions. This is a technique from neuro-linguistic programming, but few people know how to apply it correctly. Recall a moment in your life when you felt absolute confidence and strength. Maybe it was your victory in a competition, a successful presentation, or a moment when you made an important decision. Immerse yourself in this memory. Feel those emotions again. Multiply them by 10. Now create a physical anchor. For example, clench your fist in a specific way or touch your wrist. Repeat this exercise 20 times, and your brain will create a neural connection between the gesture and the emotion. Now, when you need confidence before an important meeting, negotiations, or a difficult conversation, simply activate your anchor. This works because our brain doesn't distinguish between real and recreated emotions. The fourth practice is the most difficult, but also the most powerful. I call it the mirror of shadow emotions. Most people run from negative emotions: fear, anger, shame, envy. We try to suppress them, ignore them, or drown them out. But here's the paradox. The more you suppress an emotion, the stronger it becomes. It's like trying to hold an inflatable ball underwater. Sooner or later, it will break free with doubled force. This practice requires courage. When you feel a negative emotion, don't run from it. Sit in a quiet place, close your eyes, and imagine this emotion is a person who has come to visit you. Invite it to sit beside you. Ask, why are you here? What do you want to teach me? What are you trying to protect? And listen. Don't analyze, don't argue, just listen. Alexei, a successful IT director, struggled for years with fear of public speaking. Pills, alcohol, before presentations, avoidance. Nothing helped until he applied this practice. It turned out his fear was saying, I'm protecting you from judgment because classmates made fun of you in childhood. When Alexei realized this and thanked his fear for caring, but explained he no longer needed such protection, his life changed. Now he's one of the most sought-after speakers in his industry. The fifth practice is emotional detoxification. We live in an era of information noise, and our emotions are constantly bombarded from outside. News, social media, other people's opinions. Introduce a rule. One day a week, complete emotional silence. No news, no social media, no dramatic conversations, just you and your true feelings. On this day, do things that bring you genuine joy, unclouded by external noise. Walk in nature, draw, play a musical instrument. Read fiction. Olga, a psychologist from Moscow, introduced this rule for herself and her clients. The results were stunning. People began to hear themselves better, make more conscious decisions, and feel more whole. The sixth secret practice is the reverse gratitude method. Usually we give thanks for the good things, but true emotional intelligence manifests when you learn to be grateful for difficulties. Every time something unpleasant happens, conflict, failure, disappointment, ask yourself, what can I be grateful for in this situation? What lesson is it giving me? This isn't positive thinking in the everything happens for the best style. This is a deep transformation of perception. You transform yourself from a victim of circumstances into a student of life. Dmitry lost his business during a crisis. Instead of falling into depression, he asked himself, what am I grateful for? The answer came unexpectedly. For now knowing who my real friends are, for being freed from a business that no longer brought joy, for the opportunity to start over, but wiser. 2 years later, Dmitry created a new business that was 5 times more successful than the previous one. But most importantly, he gained inner freedom that he didn't have before. The seventh practice is the emotional mirror of relationships. People around us are mirrors reflecting parts of ourselves that we don't see or don't want to see. If someone constantly irritates you, ask yourself, what in this person reminds me of myself? What shadow side of mine are they reflecting? Often we criticize in others exactly what we suppress in ourselves. A person who gets irritated by others' slowness may be suppressing their own desire to slow down and rest. Elena, a top manager at a large company, couldn't stand her colleague who constantly flaunted her achievements. Applying this practice, Elena realized she herself wanted recognition, but from childhood was taught that boasting is bad. When she allowed herself to be proud of her successes, her relationship with the colleague unexpectedly improved. Moreover, they became allies and together received promotions. The eighth practice is the emotional reset ritual. Our emotions accumulate like dust on a shelf. If you don't clean them regularly, they turn into a toxic layer that prevents you from feeling the present. Once a month, conduct a complete emotional audit. Take a sheet of paper and write out all unclosed emotional situations, grievances you haven't let go, anger you've suppressed, fears you're ignoring. Now for each situation, ask the question, what do I need to do to let this go? Sometimes it's a conversation with a person, sometimes a letter you'll write but not send, sometimes just a conscious decision to forgive and move forward. Igor, a retired military officer, carried anger for years toward a commander who, in his opinion, unfairly passed him over. This anger poisoned all his relationships. When he conducted the reset ritual and wrote a letter, which he didn't send, he felt as if a huge weight had lifted from his shoulders. The ninth practice is the emotional foresight technique. This is an advanced skill that distinguishes people with high emotional intelligence. Before an important meeting, conversation, or event, spend 5 minutes on emotional preparation. Imagine different scenarios and live through the emotions in advance. What will you feel if everything goes according to plan? And if there are objections? And if something unexpected happens? By living through emotions in advance in a controlled environment, you prepare your nervous system for real events. Anna, a negotiator at a large corporation, uses this technique before every important deal. She doesn't just prepare arguments, she prepares her emotions. Result, 87% successful negotiations, which is a record in her company. The 10th and most treasured practice is dialogue with your future self. This sounds strange, but it works on a quantum level of our consciousness. Every morning after waking up, close your eyes and imagine yourself in 10 years. Look at this person, how they look, how they carry themselves, what energy they radiate. Now ask them a question. What emotional lesson is important for me to learn today to become you? And listen. The answer won't come in words, but as a sensation and intuitive knowing. This practice has changed the lives of hundreds of my students. It creates a bridge between who you are now and who you want to become. And this bridge is built from emotional wisdom. Vladimir, a young startup founder, was on the verge of burnout. The business was growing, but there was no joy. When he began practicing dialogue with his future self, he received an unexpected insight. Stop proving. Start creating from love, not from fear. He restructured his entire business model, fired 30% of clients who drained his energy, and focused on projects that inspired him. Revenue dropped for 3 months, but then quadrupled. And most importantly, he fell in love again with what he does. All these practices share one important idea. Emotional intelligence is not an innate gift. It's a skill that can and should be developed. Just as you train muscles in the gym, you can train your ability to understand and manage emotions. But here's what's important to understand. This is not a quick process. You can't read one article or watch one video and become emotionally intelligent. This is a daily practice requiring honesty with yourself and willingness to face your shadow sides. Start with one practice. Don't try to implement all 10 at once. Choose the one that resonates with you most and practice it for 30 days. Then add a second. After 3 months, you'll notice the first changes. You'll react more calmly to stress, understand people better, resolve conflicts more easily. After 6 months, the changes will be obvious to those around you, and after a year, your life will be transformed. Remember, the greatest leaders in history, Mahatma Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, Steve Jobs, possess not only professional skills, but also the highest emotional intelligence. It's what allowed them to inspire millions and change the world. And lastly, the most important thing, emotional intelligence develops not to manipulate people or look successful. It develops so you can live a full, conscious life in which you are the master of your emotions, not their slave. Here they are, 10 secret practices that will change your life if you give them a chance. Don't just watch this video and forget. Take action. Choose one practice right now and start applying it today. If this video opened your eyes to a new level of self-development, hit the like button. If we reach 5,000 likes, I'll film a continuation where I'll reveal even deeper techniques for working with emotions that only top psychologists and coaches use. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next video. There I'll talk about 3 mistakes in developing emotional intelligence that 90% of people make and that block all progress. And in the comments, write, Which of the 10 practices resonated with you most? Which one will you start with? Let's create a community of people who aren't afraid to work on themselves. Remember, your greatness begins with your ability to understand yourself. See you in the next video. Keep growing.